Welcome to Countdown to Economic Collapse. I'm Jon Sponheim, and I'm running for president in 2012. I'm looking at some of the incredible bipartisan agreement and disagreement going on in this country right now. We've got senators coming forward, like Mark Udall, a Democratic senator from Colorado who actually didn't support extending tax cuts for the rich. You've got people on the right, Tom Coburn, Senator, Oklahoma, who is clearly against anything about overspending. He is voting against anything involving excess spending, which I tend to agree with. And I'm not a Republican. I was a former Democrat of 30 years. My position is in the center, and I believe that we need to force a complete shutdown of excessive spending. Now, one of the biggest problems with our country is our president, Barack Obama, who's taking vacation after vacation and pretends like he's working a compromise when he abandoned the left, pretty much. He didn't get 4 million jobs like he promised, which is pretty typical for most politicians to lie. And he has essentially done nothing to advance exports and manufacturing. David Gergen says Barack Obama made an amazing turnaround the past week. I think that's just propaganda. It is telling the American people that this guy who's done absolutely nothing as president is now doing something, siding with the right. In fact, he didn't side in any way with the right per se, like the Tea Party activists that many people believe had a major component in the midterm elections. Barack Obama is siding with big business. Now let me tell you, enumerate what kind of tax breaks this tax bill, this $858 billion tax bill, has passed. This is good. This is really good. We've got tax breaks for people who buy racehorses. There's incredible tax breaks for people that buy race cars. Businesses are giving themselves tax breaks all over the place. There's over 50 big tax breaks in the bill that was passed recently. So what that means is America has very little time to correct its ways, trim the budget by as much as $1 trillion. And you know Tom Coburn wants to trim it by $300 billion. He knows that he can find areas in the budget which we can definitely lose, and it won't affect any of America's progress or our economy. There are other areas that need to be cut, like illegal aliens that currently get Social Security benefits. Over 29 million non-U.S. citizens are collecting, folks. That's got to stop. Our prison system is virtually draining money left and right, warehousing low-level drug offenders for no apparent reason. Now, if we legalize marijuana in America, we'll have a double impact. It'll be a triple impact. We'll be able to get rid of the power of the drug cartels by as much as half, because they won't be able to sell marijuana in the United States. But if we allow people to legally grow it here, we'll also build a potential economy with growing hemp and making Hempoline, a very powerful biodiesel that'll help our big rig diesels get across country for less money. Now these are practical solutions, and the tax income that we could get or generate could be as much as $500 billion from legalizing marijuana. $500 billion over a 10-year period. Now, increasing exports, building manufacturing, building our green tech and clean tech sector is key in my administration. I will work toward that, and I will work with Congress to find these bipartisan players like Tom Coburn and Mark Udall to work together to shrink the budget. But we can't possibly do it with this reckless, mindless spending of Barack Obama. And I certainly don't agree with David Gergen. I don't believe he's made a major turnaround. He is siding with big business. These tax breaks are just a big boom for big business, and we all know they're doing great. The American people, the middle class, is shrinking so rapidly, it's almost like a desert out there for income. I see people at markets right now struggling to get enough money for food. I see Americans working at jobs that they normally got 40 hours a week are now getting 30 hours a week because their jobs are shrinking their budget. Folks, we are entering an even bigger depression. Stay tuned. I'm Jon Sponheim for America's Third Party. Visit us on our weekday show at 6 p.m. on Blog TV. And we'll talk about whatever you think is going on in your life that's heavily affecting you and seriously impacting our economy. Thank you.
Check us out at americasthirdparty.com.